Let's just do it. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play Painted Life. Hope you're having a good Thanksgiving, man. And here we go with another one of these tonight. We're painting some Infinity. Shh, buddy. Shh. Now, little guy, still going at it. We're going to be painting this thing amidst the chaos. Hold on. All right. So we want to paint this like like a male dart for Aristea. That's what we want. So that's the goal. We're going to be talking over my son, it sounds like, for the feed. And there's like a light effect that we want to do on this as well. All right. So, anyways, that's what we got going on this evening. Let me know what you're painting or what we should be painting. I'm gonna hop in the Discord here. All right. So we're in the Discord if you want to jump in, and we're just gonna paint, talk about, I don't know, whatever you want to talk about. Thanksgiving. You want to talk about bad Kickstarter experiences? You want to talk about gamer annoyances? Come on, this is you know, we're around the Thanksgiving table. We can be getting those gripes out. Because you know I will. So say what you got to say. People sit around Thanksgiving griping. Hey Octave, first off, it's Thanksgiving, okay? Because we're miniature painters. Since we talk about Thanksgiving, get it? Because we had Orktober, now it's Thanksgiving. What's up, Dicey guy? Yeah, I don't know. I know people do the Orktober thing and the Thanksgiving thing. I don't know. I don't play 40K. Leave me alone. I'm just gonna paint things that I want to paint. Um, we're gonna, but yeah, we're gonna work on this dude. And let's just start with basic. We're gonna start. I guess my plan is to paint him completely normally as I would paint him, or at least mostly, and then we'll do the special effects dealio thingy. So we're gonna get going. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or my favorite, threats. I'm down with all of those. All right, so we're gonna start with old Griff Charger Gray. Should I go Griff Charger Gray? Or should I go Space Wolf Gray? They're both. I mean, these are both pretty good. The Space Wolf Gray might be a little bit better in this instance because this is, you know, we're going to be painting this like dart for Aristea because that's what the client wants. He wants a male dart. I don't know why you would ever want a male dart, but that's okay. So, what is the best 40K? You know, your best 40K is my chapter, which is the Emperor's Loyalists. Or no, if if you're one of those edgy people, the best chapter is my Chaos chapter, who is the Chaos, and he doesn't love the Emperor. Listen, people. Listen. Hate and love, they're very closely related, okay? So if you hate something, and I realize I'm being hypocritical here, but if you hate something, you're just one step away from loving it. I mean, ultimately, if something doesn't matter to you, the goal is apathy. When you have when you have no care about the best 40K, that's when you know you've made it, right? You've achieved true nirvana. You've achieved true apathy for the 40K universe, and you know somehow the 40K universe is going to have to go on without you. They're going to have to figure out how to save the Emperor and humankind without you. In the grim darkness of the far future, guys. They're going to have to figure that out. You know, that might involve actually touching a woman. I know. It might be difficult. It's easy for you to say we had sisters of battle. Like, it's easy for me to say. I get that. I don't know why I'll... Why is he talk so much trash all the time? That's just me. It's just me, man. This is just what you get. It's just what you get. What is the best 40K? Best question asked on the internet today. So yeah. We could talk about the best 40K. And then we could also talk about Thanksgiving. What did you have for Thanksgiving? I know some of my audience are they're not Americans, so they're not celebrating Turkey Day. Although, let me just point out, Filipinos over in the Philippines, not me. I celebrate Thanksgiving as an American holiday, but Filipinos over in the Philippines celebrate Thanksgiving. Okay? That's how dope they're like, oh, excuse to eat? Okay. They will just eat Thanksgiving dinner. They don't give a shit. Hey, what's up, Nelson? That's true Filipino prowess for you, right? They don't care. They don't care if it's a U.S. holiday. They're gonna make a turkey. They're gonna live their best life. Okay. And I salute them for it. And I think that people all over the world should celebrate Thanksgiving. It doesn't even matter, right? It doesn't matter if you're American or whatever. Just celebrate. Just make food. Be thankful for shit. That's all I'm saying. You can do that. Gratitude it's an important skill for people to have. Like my cat who's yelling at me. You should have You get 2 big old meals a day, you fat cat. Want some gratitude, man. Cat is a millennial. Man, I'm just... I don't mean to be punchy. I'm just... I don't know. I guess I'm a little bored. I haven't done much live streaming this week. We have been playing a lot of Aristea though, so can't really complain about that. But I'll find shit to complain about. You know that. I will. I mean, I'm just talking about how important it is to have gratitude, but which you should have, right? We should all practice gratitude. I literally intentionally try to practice gratitude. Something I work on. I'm not kidding. Like, it's something I work on at least 3 days a week. I will wake up in the morning, go through my routine, and I'll practice some gratitude. And my kid's screaming out in the hallway, looking for his mom. She'll come. But yeah, that is something that I'm not joking around. I actually do literally try to practice gratitude. So I got kids that I don't know. Maybe they don't want to sleep tonight, which is okay. We'll just paint and I'll talk over the screaming. It's fine. That's fine. Everybody has their obstacles and trials to streaming when it's time to stream. Mine happened to be a house full of kids and a very mouthy cat. A very mouthy cat. So, but yeah, like I said, back to the topic I was talking about. practicing gratitude, understanding gratitude, just being grateful for what you have, and grateful for the people in your life, and just telling them thanks for being in my life, right? That's kind of the whole point of the holiday. And then secondary to that, eating food, eating lots of. I hate. We ate a lot of food today. We did the cool thing, right? Because I had this past week we had a bunch of appliances go down, like a bunch of, like every appliance, every electric thing around us went down in smokes. The same night we had the dishwasher go out on us. We had the dryer go out on the same night, and then my car was due for service. Took my car in for service, and then when I took it in for service, they were like, "You need new brakes. You need new battery. This is the dealership, so we're going to charge you a lot of money." So they took a bunch of my money last week, and then I bought a new dryer. But and I fixed the electrical problem. So slowly but surely, we're starting to fix all of those things, and we're just grateful that we had. I didn't even tell you, like they and then on trash day, they forgot to pick up our trash. So we were stuck with trash. We were stuck with almost 2 weeks worth of trash during the week, hoping they would come and pick it up. They scheduled a re-pickup, and then guess what? They didn't pick up. So I got a little mad, got on the phone, complained to the trash people. So then, without the car, how do you get the tea? Nelson drove me. That's what happened. Actually, Nelson he picked me up to play some Aristea, and then my car was ready, kind of in the middle of the game that I was playing. That game that's on the channel, that you see me playing against Jason. I had to go get my car in the middle of that game, so that was fun. Good game too. Very good game. Playing against Jason and Nelson, it's very tough now. We're playing Aristea. Everybody's getting their characters down on lock, so it's good stuff. All right. So whoops. But yeah, had a bunch of stuff go down, and then as the week progressed and we started to slowly bring everything back into the picture, you get a little bit of gratitude. And then, and then we went and disobeyed the governor, and went out and had some food today, because the governor is dumb and stupid and bad, and we just ignored him, and we went out and had food. Oh, everyone stay inside, don't enjoy Thanksgiving, and then he goes out to dinner the same night that he decrees this. This is the deadliest thing ever. Don't eat indoors. Don't gather around large groups of people. Don't sing and don't be loud. He did all of those things the night that he told people not to do them. So there's that. All right. Let's continue with the basic color blocking here. Not Archillian green. We're going to do the turquoise. Not really feeling this turquoise. I thought I had another jar of it. Another bottle of it. So yeah. But yeah, we had a good Thanksgiving. Ate a lot of food. And then came home and basically just been relaxing ever since. I did try to work on the dishwasher today. I know what's wrong with it. I changed the inlet control valve a few days prior, and now that works. But the main problem is the main pump and motor are not working. That's like a $200 part. So I'm going to have to order that part, and then once that comes in, then I have to take apart the entire dishwasher again. This is a third time, and then install it. So So those are my trials and tribulations. But once again, like I said, it's Thanksgiving. We're thankful that everything else on my list of shit that went wrong is all looking pretty good right now. Right, all that stuff, the car, and oh, I forgot to mention there was a electrical problem I had to solve in the house. There was an overloaded circuit that I had to ad hoc a GFCI switch in. So I've been in like heavy handyman mode, and then for those of you who are aware of Firepower Fridays, I've even done some handyman stuff in that regard as well. So so I got to tee up that video too. So we'll tee up that video for Friday, and then we got a long, busy weekend. We got Black Friday tomorrow. We're gonna do some shopping. I know Nelson's gonna do some shopping. I'm gonna do some shopping over at CQ, and then we're gonna try to get in a game in the afternoon, and then yeah, and then Saturday Saturday's probably gonna be like a family day for me, and then Sunday we got Aristea public event at CQ. So big, busy weekend, very, very busy weekend. And then back to another busy week at work. So but yeah, that's what's going on with me. Anybody else want to share what's fun or exciting in their life? Nelson, do you have a preference? Which side do you want in the light and in the dark? Like, right, if we're going to draw, the way we discussed this, we were talking about having the line kind of go down the body, the center of the body here. And so half of this would be in light and half of this would be in dark. Can you let me know what side do you want in the light? Do you want the sword in the light, or do you want the bow in the light? In the meanwhile, I'm just going to keep on color blocking. Keep on color blocking. So yeah, that's what's been going on. I also replaced. I also had to replace my my cabinet, or it's basically it's like a rolling drawer set where I store my paints. So I changed all of that, rebuilt that side of it, and the computer sits on it. Sword in the light. Okay, so okay, got it. Cool. Can do, sir. All right. Do you want him to have the red, like the red sword, like here in this art, or do you want a different color of the sword? Let's give that a minute. That a minute to dry. Also, I don't know. So this is what I painted last time, and I'm just not feeling these colors anymore. It's just very. It could be the base, but I think it's the color. It's just not. Right? It's just not. It's not bright enough, or it's not yelling at me enough. All right, so we're going with a red sword. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. So let's break out a decent brush and start painting the face and all of the parts that are going to be white. Oh, hey Nelson, did I tell you that I accidentally contributed to some weird Star Wars argument the other night. Well, last night when you and Jason were playing at the shop, uh, I go inside. You guys are playing. I go inside for a second, and I'm talking to Michael and Lex, and I forget how exactly it comes up, but the concept of a neutral Sith comes up. And they're arguing about, what's a neutral Sith? Is there, you can't have a neutral Sith. You gotta be super passionate, and all this stuff comes up, and I was like, oh, well, yeah. Cool. So, went back outside, watched you guys play some Odyssey. Those are good times. Good stuff. Wherever I go, Star Wars arguments go with me. Alright, so but also, I mean, that game that the game that you played was really cool. Even though it was like super low scoring. Just lots of watching Jason run around the board with Gaia. That was interesting. Okie doke. We got a little bit quiet here. Okay, so it looks like the way I want to do this is I'm just going to start lightly building up this Glacier Blue, because this is going to be kind of an under cursor to the white and the gray parts of the model. And this ninja has kind of has these 3 dots on the face. And I think the dots are supposed to be like red in the center. So I'll work on that. Apparently there was another nerd argument too about cosplayers versus game developers or something, and like I don't know, there's just like beef between cosplayers and cosplayers getting special access to games and that where they call out, hey, we're going to give access to game developers, but they give it to cosplayers instead because cosplayers are internet famous. I don't know. I don't understand all these all the little subcultures now. And everybody gets upset about something. Sith all, yeah, because Jedi are really stupid when you think about it. They're really stupid. You know what a Jedi is? Peace through tyranny is only a certain point of view. Yeah, I tend to think Jedi are. Here's my theory on what, or kind of my take on what Jedi are. Right? Jedi are a misguided, in my opinion. The way Jedi are written and the way they're sort of designed, that there's sort of a misguided attempt to emulate samurai. That's how I see Jedi, right? It's samurai through Western eyes. Is how I would put that. And stay with me here for a second while I lay this out, and you can feel free to call bullshit or disagree with me all you like, especially all you Star Wars fanboys. I know you guys are gonna get mad at me again. But all right, so bear with me. So the whole concept of a Jedi is that Jedi learn to suppress their emotions, right? That they base all of their actions, all of their wisdom, all of that is guided. Hey, what's up, Sean? Is all guided around this notion that they need to suppress their emotions, that they need to be in control of their emotions, and that they need to be a master of their emotions, and do everything according to what is moral and what is just, and what is moral, what is just, and be in control of things logically, right? Whereas Sith are supposed to be all about passion, guiding your understanding your passion, coming to terms with it, and dominating through your passion, your emotion, your hatred, all of those sort of things, right? So Jedi are they're sort of like, oh well, it's like you took a white guy and you put him in a room full of monks, right? You took like a car salesman that salespeople, especially Western salespeople, they gotta like sum you up. They size you up. They gotta figure you out in like 30 seconds, and then they craft their shtick. They craft their sales spiel around what they think that they understand about you. And they only need to know enough about you to sell the freaking car or whatever the hell that they're selling to you. Right? So take that dude. You take that dude and you put him in a Buddhist monastery. You put him in with a bunch of Buddhist monks who are very quiet, very zen, very in control of themselves, very at peace. And what's he going to observe? He's going to say, oh, they're so in control of their emotions. They're just they're so focused and they don't have any emotions. They're just stoic and that's the key to their power, and they're going to bring balance to the fullest and all this other shit, right? That's completely missing the point. If you if you have not studied Dokudo, Musashi Miyamoto, if you haven't studied Confucius, if you haven't studied, I'm a big Marcus Aurelius guy. If you haven't studied Tao Te Ching, if you haven't studied any of that stuff, any actual Eastern philosophy and Eastern teaching, then it would be very easy for you to come to that conclusion that you're not supposed to have emotions. You're supposed to be in control all the time. But that's not what Eastern teaching is about. It's not what it tells you, right? Eastern teaching is about it's Bruce Lee. Be like water. It's understand what you can control and what you can't control, and be flexible to the situations. Bear no expectations, right? Don't give in. Now, this is a different thing. Saying do not give in to your base desire is a different thing than saying control your emotions, right? Anybody who's worth a damn, who understands human nature, knows that you cannot control your feelings, okay? Your feelings are your feelings. That's it. Stoics tell us that your feelings, how you actually, it's not the situation that is the problem, it's often your reaction to it. And your reaction is based on you responding to legitimate feelings, right? And while Stoics say, don't respond to your action, don't give in to your base desires and your feelings. Acknowledge that they're real and that they're legitimate and that they have a place, right? And I know I'm throwing Stoicism in here with Taoism and with Confucianism, but they're saying the same thing. They all say the same thing. Like, you don't have control of the situation. And furthermore, You don't have control of your emotions. You only have control of your actions, right? You only have control of your actions and your perspective. That's it. You don't have control of your emotions. You're not and a Jedi. You know how okay. You know how fucked up a Jedi would be if there really was a Jedi, right? If you did everything logically, like in some sense, look at Thanos. Thanos logically came to the conclusion that he needed to destroy half the universe because there was simply not enough resource left for everybody in the universe. The choice was either everybody starves and dies, or I kill half of the living universe. Right? Those are the kinds of decisions that a quote unquote Jedi would come to because they are logic based only, that they are there, that they seek balance, that they seek justice, and that they need to do what's best for the greater good. And once again, they don't, and that they're going to be completely in control of their emotions, right? Think about how cold, calculating, and messed up Jedi would be if people actually took it literally. If they took that dogma literally. Right? Jedi are stupid. They're look at Jedi in the story. Jedi are just fucking pathetic, man. They don't get hardly any shit done. If you watch the movie, but the extended universe, no. Look at the Jedi in the movies. They hardly get shit done. Think about 4, 5, and 6. In chronological order of the movie started, you have Obi-Wan basically holding his dick for like 18 years on Tatooine, right? You have him they don't do shit. So there's 18 years lost. There's another 30 years lost after Chapter 6 before Chapter 7. That's 48 years, man. 48 years of the Jedi not having to face any major Sith powers, just holding their dicks in their hands. Okay? And we're, those are the good guys, they're gonna stay. No, they don't do shit. Think about it, man. Obi-Wan held his dick for like 18 years. Then he finds, Luke Skywalker, here we go. Then he goes to the Death Star, gets in one fight, fucking kills himself. Really? Really? That's what... Those are the... Oh, I can't wait to be a Jedi. Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker does what? He tries to redeem his dad. And that's a good story, right? It's a good story until fucking Disney finishes telling it. It's a good story, right? He's trying to redeem his dad. That's basically it. They only have to fight, he has to redeem his dad and fight the Emperor. And by the way, the Emperor has not been holding his dick for 48 years. He's been doing shit. He's been getting shit done, right? The Emperor got... he's the guy that actually brought order to the galaxy. Empire or not, right? Empire are oppressive to people that live in shitty villages, apparently. But hey, have you not seen what our modern politics do to the flyover states? Do you not understand that we are the fucking empire? Right? Oh, they ran up the people in those villages. They take their rights away. Dude, you see what we do to farming communities? You see what we do to the rural communities of this country with our coastal elite politics? We're fucking dicks too, man. I'm just saying. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, can you just ride through this with me, man? I'm just saying. Okay? So Jedi are supposed to be these badass, like, what do they do? What have they done? Just look at the movies. What have they done? What did they do in the prequels? What did Jedi do in the prequels? Seriously. They sent two of them to beat these two Chinese alien guys that just wanted a trade route through. They wanted a trade route through some podunk planet. What's the name of that stupid planet? It has the frog people, the Naboo, and then it has the Gungans. What the hell that's Navi? Whatever the hell that planet is, right? And you have these like racist Asian stereotype. We want to establish a trade route. Through that, they want to establish the trade route. Send these two Jedi guys down to basically fuck up everything. They get down there. They find the Welch's grape jelly kid, right? And they make, this guy's gonna bring balance to the Force. If they didn't find that stupid little kid, they wouldn't be in all this trouble, man. Qui-Gon would still be around. They'd still have Mace Windu. They wouldn't have that stupid... They wouldn't have Hayden Christian running around, I killed the Sand People's children. Like, you wouldn't have that. They didn't... What are the major accomplishments of the Jedi? Well, let's back up. What are the major... What were the Jedi trying to do? They're trying to find the Sith. I believe there's a Sith. They get around in this council. They have this Jedi council of people who... What do? They interfere in elections. They interfere in war. They're secretly... They're like a deep state. They're like secretly want to be in control of everything. And they fuck shit up, man. They like don't get any of this right. We're going to find that Sith Lord. Here we go. They've been fighting the same Sith Lord for 9 movies. And guess who fucking wins? The Sith Lord's granddaughter. They don't do shit. Jedi do not do anything. When you point this out, just put it on a map. Put it on a map. What do? What's up? What's up, man? Anyways. Right? That's why Sith are better. There were like 3 Sith. There were 3 Sith in 9 movies, and they wrecked shit, man. They owned it. They had the Empire going for like, how long the Empire was going, if you count 1 through 6, because the Empire didn't go down until 6. If you count the years from 1 through 6, you had a galactic senate, and then you had Jar Jar in the middle of chapter 2 be like, Misa think that we need to have big dicks and have an empire. Like, he did that in the middle of 2. And they had the Empire. So you had the Empire from chapter 2 all the way to chapter 6. You know that there's 18 years of bullshit where Obi-Wan's holding his dick. And you got about, let's just call it probably, well, Hayden Christian, let's call that another, generously, we'll call it another 15 years. Right? 33 years. They had 33 years of Empire control. And Empire was doing good things, right? You're like, oh, we're building Death Stars and shit. Yeah, you know, they're being mean to those flyover states and all this other stuff. Like, but they were getting shit done. They like had plans, they had control, they had structure. Meanwhile, Joe, dude, we're gonna form a council. We're gonna form a council and find these 2 Sith. Two. There were 3 Sith. They found Darth Maul. Right? Obi-Wan killed Darth Maul kind of by accident, off of a fluke. That was the only. They killed Darth Maul, and then when you realize if Anakin became a Sith when he killed Dooku, essentially, right? That was really kind of the start of the crossover. Do it. He does that. He cuts his head off. Right? He's gonna come. He's gonna come by and he'll start there. So really, the Jedi Council, only responsible for killing 1 Sith. Can you count it with me? 1. They killed Darth Maul. Right? Because who killed Dooku? Anakin killed Dooku. He became Darth Vader. That's a fucking trade 1 for 1 right there. Right? So they didn't net any goodness. The Force, the balance in the Force didn't change. It actually got worse because it's like, oh shit, now we have an even more eviler than Skeletor, right? Then you have a whole other series of 3 more movies where they think they killed Palpatine at the end of 3 movies, and Darth Vader, a Sith, defeats a Sith clone. Does that count for the Jedi? No. They don't get credit for that. You don't give them credit. They don't get credit for that. And then they have another 3 more movies fighting the same damn Sith. They couldn't even kill him like 6 movies ago. And who defeats Darth Maul? I mean, who defeats Darth Sidious at the end? At the end of who defeats Darth Sidious? His fucking granddaughter defeats Darth Sidious. So no, they don't get credit for that shit either. And look at Placebo's Pete saying, spoiler alert, Darth Maul didn't die. See? So what? So once again, what have the Jedi done? Come on, man. What have they done? The Jedi, they have the best lightsabers, and this one is the green one. Come on, man. What have they done? What? I sound like fucking Joe Biden. Come on, man. Like, what have they done? There was like, if you watch only the movies, there's like 30 Jedi in Chapter 2. There were like 30 Jedi. You see it? You saw them going to they go into the fighting pit, and it looks like a fucking Pepsi commercial. They're all coming out different shapes and colors, and they have all their lightsabers. And you think Jackson 5 going to start singing music? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? And there's like a ton of them come out, and they're, oh, and I know sword tricks too. And you're like, oh my god, all the Jedi showed up. What did they do? Nothing. The Jedi didn't do shit. They had 30 fucking Jedi. They couldn't stop 2 Sith. Dooku was there, and Palpatine was there. All the Jedi showed up. Not even all the Jedi, but at least 30 of them fools showed up in the middle of a Pepsi commercial, and Padme's perfect little midriff. That's what I'm going to remember about this. Only good thing about the scene, right? They all showed up there, couldn't get one Sith. No. You know who killed the Sith? A future Sith. Jedi, what do you do, man? They tried to arrest Palpatine and failed. There was 4 Jedi. 4 Jedi couldn't take in Palpatine, and they were like masters, right? Mace Windu and all this, and they can't. They suck. They suck. Like, can you? What did they do? What have they done? They didn't accomplish anything. The Jedi. No, that's all you need to know, man. I'm saying, like, if you can point out one major thing that the Jedi did, they didn't do anything. They sit in these back rooms. They have their stupid little meetings. They argue about what child is old enough. Man, these people are fucking creepy, man. That's all I'm saying. They got problems. They got real problems. That's all I'm saying. So, I'm like imagining the veins in some people's head, like, oh. Just, man. See, this is why at work people try to get me into Star Wars arguments. I just it makes people mad. They get too mad at me. They get too mad at what I have to say about Star Wars. That scene was pretty stupid, though. But yes, her perfect little, the perfect little way that ripped. After, Anakin was like creepazoid to her like the whole movie. I hate sand. I hate sand. Get in your toes. She's like, oh man, he was so sexy when he was bitching about sand. Word. That's that's when she knew. That's when she knew she loved that dude. Bitching about sand. Man, if it was that easy. If it was that, you know what I complain? I complain about shit all the time. It ain't sexy. Oh man. But yeah, hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Now that you've heard my, I don't know, how do we get into the, yeah. Sith are way better. Sith are way better. Just because they actually get shit done. That's it. That's my only criteria. They're not moral, okay? I'm like, well, when they talk about the power of the dark side, and then they prove that they have fucking power, that's kind of dope. At least they can back their shit up, right? I mean, if you were like, if you were a galactic senator, wouldn't you think that, uh, wouldn't you get sick of the Jedi too? You'd be like, hey, who are these? Who are, you know, here's my problem. If you were a galactic senator and you go to the Senate, you represent the needs of your people, and you got these unelected assholes. They just form up a council and try to tell people what to do. Fuck you guys, right? Who do you think you are? The EU? Nobody elected you. You don't get to you don't get to tell us what happens. We're the Jedi. Like nobody. If you're from Navi or whatever, you ain't never seen no Jedi in your life. Why should you believe their religion? Oh, well, they maintain the light side of the Force. Says fucking who? Source the other Jedi? Why would you listen to these dudes? Legit question, right? What? Why should you take them seriously? Is nobody a skeptic in the world of Star Wars? It's like, oh, they fire green lasers and their lightsaber is blue. They must be good guys. Is everybody that stupid in that universe? Nobody's like, hey, you know, these Jedis, they eat up a lot of our taxes with their stupid school and their weird hokey religion. Maybe, and nobody voted for these clowns. Maybe we shouldn't listen to them. Have they caught a Sith lately? No. What do you think? I mean, do I have a point? Or do I have a point? Right? That's a problem we have in our world. Is we got all these unelected people who are trying to tell us to do shit. And we're like, who the hell are you? Shut up. And then Jedi just be like, oh, well, when you gonna find a Sith? We have reason to believe that there's a Sith. And you'd be like, bitch, you haven't caught a Sith in like 40 years. You ain't never caught a Sith. We heard your story about, oh yeah, but Obi-Wan cut this one Sith in half. Alright, produce a body. Do that. What's that? What's that? He fell down this perfect hole, and he may actually still be alive, according to Placebo Pete and some other people that follow the fluff. So what did you do? What can you prove? Where are my tax dollars going? What? We didn't elect you. Why do you get to tell us what to do on our planets? Like who? Right? It's like when the Pope used to tell people, used to tell European governments how to govern. Right? Nobody elected you except for the cardinals. That's it. They shot some smoke out of their chimney and oh, it's a new pope. Everyone listen to El Papa. Same with the Jedi, man. Nobody elected you. They let their own vision, their version of balance of power, outer rim planet suffer and die. Trade Federation also helps some other planet. Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, so therefore, my conclusion is the Jedi suck and they're weak and they don't get anything done. The end. Mic drop. That's it. You don't come back from this one, Jedi. Dude, the good guys. Oh man, good old Star Wars. Always good for a rant. Always just too easy. It's too easy to rant about Star Wars. Oh no. All right. In other news, I don't understand, Sean. I don't understand the cosplay drama you were telling me about. I don't understand that. I don't know, man. Let me just be honest with you. I've always been a little bit of a contrarian, right? I always, whenever I start to see a majority of people sort of metastasize, and you have this quote unquote culture form, I always get a little nervous, right? I always find myself on the outside of those, you know, even before they become a quote unquote culture. I just find myself on the outside of those like little cliques that form before it becomes a culture. And nerd culture always kind of pisses me off. It really does. Nerd culture is very homogenous, and I've been complaining about that for a number of years now on this feed. That it's all very homogenous, and that they wonder why they're not so diverse and all this other crap. It's because you're all the same. You don't. There are only certain viewpoints that are allowed, and nobody allows argument to happen, and there's not much diversity in terms of just thought, right? It's like you have to like these franchises if you're gonna be a nerd. I'm like, that's not. That certainly wasn't what being a nerd meant in our day, when we were actually like freaking hated for our shit. There wasn't no rules. That was kind of the point. That was kind of the glory about being a nerd. Was like, yeah, a lot of people just hated you on sight, but there's a lot of freedom in that. There's a lot of freedom in that. When you're on the outs anyway, people don't like you or don't trust you, you can take that shit to the bank, right? Let me just say something really kind of messed up. I've said this. I said this to a therapist once, and it hurt her because she was a new therapist. Like I don't know if you guys know that story, but I broke a therapist before. But I told her this. I said, "Hey, look, in truth, I could be a wonderful person, right? I could do everything that you think is wonderful. I could be highly moral, highly respectable, a man of my word. I could do everything in my power to be absolutely wonderful, reliable, charismatic, appreciative, humble. I could be all of those things. In hopes that you love me, right? I could be the best person on earth. I could be all of those things and hope that you love me, that and you know, just sort of and that all of those things would increase the odds that you love me. And maybe you do love me if I'm all of those things. But you know what? If I did a bunch of shitty things, if I did a bunch of horrible things, if I wanted to make sure that you hated me, I could ensure that you hated me. You see what I'm saying? Like if I wanted you to love me, I could get to a high probability of that, but I would never know for sure. If I wanted you to hate me, I could make that totally sure. Right? That's the truth. That is the truth of how the universe works. It is very hard to turn a switch on, but very certain to turn one off. Very difficult to build a bridge, extremely easy to burn it down. That is how the universe works. So, I forgot what my point was, but I guess I was trying to say that that's the comfort in being an outcast. That's the comfort in being, you can take that shit to the bank. When you are on the outside, when you do not share the opinion of the moral majority, there is great comfort and great certainty in that. In knowing that those people will not like you. Take that however you want to take that. But there is, I don't know. I've always found great comfort in that. When we used to go to the comic book shop in the 90s. You know how unpopular comics were in the 90s? They were deeply unpopular in the 90s. You go into a comic book shop in the 90s, and there were some college people in there, but there were a lot of people that you could tell like their lives suck. Their lives suck, right? They whatever their situation may be, they may not be making a lot of money. They may not be very attractive. They may not have very many prospects in life. But you go into that shop in the 90s when it was like, if people saw you going into that shop, they'd be like, ugh, gross, what a loser. If they saw you on the outside of that shop, that's what you think. But once you go inside the shop, you're like, fuck it, man, I can be me in this shop, right? There's no direction up or down in this shop. Everybody's the same. We all like running around watching these people in tights talk out of bubbles, and the artists would do sexy girls. They would draw sexy, because it was like, this is just like everybody in there is like, look, we know why we're here. This is for fantasy. This is like, you can indulge any aspect, any corner of your brain, of your thinking, of your fantasy. You can indulge all of that in there, and you wouldn't be judged for it, because everybody in there had a reason to be in there. There was usually, right, you're on the outs for some reason. For a lot of us like Asian kids, foreign kids, we were in there because we didn't fit in. We were in there because it was like, okay, well, we ain't running around with Chad and Stacy. Like, that ain't going to be a thing for us. But we would be in those shops because, like, because all the art and all the stories and everything in there was stuff that you couldn't find outside of that shop. They indulged fantasies and visions of things that people outside of that shop, the normies, wouldn't be able to stomach any of that stuff, right? But you could find great beauty in that. So you know, I'm always making fun of the 40K universe because it's a fascist universe. It's like a fascist, deeply racist universe. Well, that's kind of the point of 40K, was that to look at how horrible this whole universe is, and there's no love here. Nobody, you don't like anything in this universe, but it's just dark and gross and messed up. And in the old 40K universe, you would have everything. You would have this like completely fascistic points of view. You would have religious zealotry pointed to the zenith. You'd have sexual fantasy and deviation and all of that at play. And that was the whole point of that universe. And what happened, right? Our shit started getting popular. All this stuff started getting popular, right? They accomplished what we all dreamed of. I remember being 16, 15, 16 years old, going, man, like reading X-Men and reading Marvel Universe and Spider-Man, and going, what if there was a persistent movie like that? Wouldn't be hard, right? And in the 90s, we had our ideas of who could play what X-Men. Right? Oh, this girl's fine. Kathy Ireland was fine, man. She could play Rogue. We would we would have these discussions, and it would be like, oh man, she could do like 5 pictures as Rogue, and she would be in X-Men. She would be in the X-Men Team Gold. She would like we had this all we would have this all figured out, and they did it. They did it in the early 2000s with Spider-Man being one of the main movies coming out. Right? They crossed over. They crossed over to mainstream, and when they started to make money, and it started to flip over, and the marketing people got involved, and they wanted to scrub certain things. It's like, hey, we could get more audiences in if Captain Sweatpants wasn't going to the movie theater. We could get more people in comic book stores if we didn't have these people looking over every time a girl walked in. And these aren't bad things on the surface. These aren't bad things, but eventually what happens is as something becomes more mainstream, then for lack of a better description, then it becomes more mainstream. It loses that edge. It just becomes what's the word I'm looking for? It just becomes passe, like sort of background. And now people just become used to it, I guess. Um, did 40K lore recently change? Not recently. It's taken many years, but I just noticed that if you look at the art and some of the lore in the Rogue Trader days, and you start to move into where they're going model wise and all that stuff now, it's starting to get sanitized. I mean, you should be able to see that. Just look at a Lord of Change model, right? Look at Demonette models. Just go. This isn't anything new to anybody in the chat here. Like we've seen this going on for some time. But that was, with all this going on, it was it's very, very common and very, I don't know, for me it's just comfortable to be on the outside of that stuff. So whenever like nerd culture shit happens, I'm like, well, I didn't like any of those people. I don't like any of those modern quote unquote nerds. Anyway, they're all the same to me. They're all the same. They all like the same shit, and they think you're weird for having a totally different perspective on things. Like look at my Star Wars rant. How many nerds would disown me for saying shit like that? He's not really a nerd. He doesn't like the Force. That's stupid, right? You could just acknowledge I'm a dick. You could just do that. Well, he's just a dick. Whatever. Right? But this whole thing where, I'm the nerd pack leader or whatever, and you don't believe a certain way, you don't follow a certain thing, then you're on the outs. That's nothing new. It's the only thing that's new is that it's in a space that was previously the opposite of that, right? It's in a space now that was previously a bunch of people that were outcast from that, and now you've got it in there. Let's see. Got lost there for a bit, but in most cases, like what you like, I guess, without being creepy. That's a good. I like that, Sean. The solid advice. Like what you like without being creepy. There you go. We could make like a little quote window for you. Like what you like without being creepy, and we could say Sean 2020, something sick like that. That'd be pretty dope. It's true. It's very simple. But I don't know. I've been painting a while, but not really getting a whole lot done. I mean, he's coming along. Let's start. Well, let me finish the roof tiles here. But yeah. Man, I am really liking this game. I think Primetime is. I really hope that Primetime starts to pick up a little more traction with the board gaming crowd, because it's a fun board gaming experience, and I think it could be I really do think it could be a potential crossover where you have people that play Primetime and start to know the characters and start to really get into a little bit more of the lore and the Infinity universe as a whole. They start to get their favorite, Gata and Dart, as everyone's favorite should be, and then you go, well, hey, there's like a 2-player version of this game that actually allows you to play, a really deep tactical game with a little bit more strategy than Primetime, a little less chaos, and a little bit more control, and you get people into that, and you're like, you don't have to settle for 2 characters. You can bring 4 characters, right? And the scenarios are a little bit different, and they're a little dynamic. I'm excited for that. I'm also really kind of excited for for the prospect of using the objective deck in a standard 2-player game of Aristea, because you could get a really fast, very dynamic game out of it, right? You give up some of the tight strategery that I was just talking about, but you get a faster game, right? You could potentially be scoring like 4, 5, 6 points in a turn if you do it right. And that sounds kind of fun. All right, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to shade all these tiles down. I need to look at a picture of Dart here, because Dart has she has a few different colors. All right, let's look at some Dart. Yeah, Dart has like some blue, some purple. Okay. So I'm actually at a pretty good point here. What I can do is use some of that Gryph-Charger gray underneath here. Let's get a little bit of blue on this dude. And I also, well, actually, before I even do that, I really like, we're going to go with red on the blade and that sort of thing. Can I point out that I've had 3 pieces of pecan pie today? It's okay. It's socially acceptable for me to have 3. I didn't have dinner. We had such a big, our Thanksgiving meal was lunch basically, and so we didn't have dinner. For dinner, and I had a piece of pecan pie with lunch, right after I stuffed myself, and I didn't eat dinner. So then I had pecan pie for dinner, and I just had my dinner was 2 pieces of pecan pie. Hey, them pecans have protein in them. Whatever that jelly is, though, is like pure diabetes. I do not understand pecan pie, but man, do I love it. I do not care. My favorite, I love pecan pie. I love um, pumpkin, and I like any of like coconut cream, old-fashioned cream. I like those pies as well. I like all of those super fattening pies. I cannot find my red. Need like a Blood Angels red or something. And I can't find it. There we go. Well, come on. Who else ate shit today? Who else? I'm not the only person. Who else indulged yourself today? I did wake up at 6:30 this morning and jog. So there's that. That's just me trying to justify. I did jog today. I did cardio today. I did spend a full hour and a half underneath a freaking dishwasher trying to repair it. Right? I earned this, people. Don't judge me. Apple tart and a pumpkin pie. Ooh, that sounds good. I like so as regarding fruit pies, I like cherry rhubarb, blueberry. I will eat apple pie. There's some really my wife actually makes a really good apple pie, but she hardly ever makes it because she knows that I really like, those old-fashioned pies. So we'll do little blue accents here, right? Because he's Boy Dart, right? Boy Dart will have some, it'll just be a little bit different, that's all. Boy Dart. That side of his face won't even. But I'm just gonna, I guess I'll just paint the whole thing in. Yeah, I am planning on getting up tomorrow also at 6:30, getting up and jogging. You wake up those mornings where it's almost like guilt will drive you not to skip it. I know that if I don't do it, I'm going to feel like a failure all day. That's how my guilt works, out of bed and do the damn thing. See? Take that, Jedi. Stupid Jedi. Can you do that, Anakin? And then they killed the babies. Oh, man. But that's a good place to be, where you've turned your habit into that, where it's so ingrained in you that to not do it would actually wreck your day. And the other thing I tell myself too is it's like, you know, when it starts raining, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to be able to get up and run out in the rain. So I better get all that. I need to get as much of that done as possible. Plus, that allows me to eat 3 pieces of pecan pie. At least according to my own logic, it allows me to eat 3 pieces of pecan pie. I don't care if it doesn't work. I mean, I'm still. Let me know how much Blood Bowl cost. Okay, yeah, I'm going to CQ tomorrow, and Nelson's also going to CQ. I mean, if you want, I can buy one for you and just hold on to it until we meet up. I'm down to do that, dude. You want to know why? Because I'm not a Jedi. That's why. Not. I don't let. I don't hold back my emotions. I'm not in control of my emotions. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that, dude. I'll do it. I will hold it for you. Because I don't know, when the next time you could be out down in this area. The sale probably going to be over, right? Actually, I don't even know if Blood Bowl is on sale, but probably. It's Black Friday. I feel like he does need another color. Let's give him... What are you doing, cat? Let's give him like another... I feel like he should have like purple for Dart. He should just have a purple shoulder pad or something. Let's do that. Maybe Sundays when you can come after work, or Monday. Yeah, let me know. I can look at Monday, maybe if you can't come Sunday, I can look at my calendar for Monday. Maybe I can meet you for lunch or something on Monday. Yeah, there we go. Let's give him a little purple, so he could be a little more Dart-like. Actually, pretty nice. This color scheme is actually pretty nice. Yeah, that purple is kind of nice too because it's like Aleph colors. Kind of cool. Okay, and we'll do. Okay. All right. Looking pretty good. All right. We ready to do the damn thing? So here's what we're gonna do. Because we want him to look like he's coming out of stealth. First off, let me finish a little detail on the blade real quick. So he's like coming out of stealth, right? So half of him, the idea here, and this is Nelson's idea, the idea is that half of him is coming out of shadow. So rather than paint the bow, I'm going to run a line like there. That's kind of, it's not going to be absolutely perfect, but it's going to go here. And then, and on the other side of everything on the other side of that line will turn black. basically. Yeah, no problem. No problem. You gotta get something for listening to my my Star Wars rants. There's gotta be something in it for you. You know, the only sort of protagonist guy that like really made sense to me was Obi-Wan. Makes sense, just but not necessarily in that he's a Jedi. Just the character, like he's just a good, essentially well-meaning guy, right? Just kind of caught up in it. And then also, Donnie Yen's character in in Donnie Yen and his buddy in Rogue One. They're cool characters. Sure, you can. What's up, David? All right. Welcome to the feed. Let me let this cat out because he's freaking out. 1 second. Yeah. Go on. Go on. Go on. Be a chunky cat out there. There you go. All right. So yeah. So we're going to use this fluorescent green as kind of a marker. And I'll probably have to go darker on one side of it and lighter on the other side of it to make sure that this works properly. Sorry for knocking the camera there. Actually, you know what, Nelson? We better check, make sure Gamecraft is even open. Did the governor shut down Gamecraft? We need to look. We need to see. Placebo, we've got Sunday. We've got Aristea Day going on at CQ if you can make it. Come on down. You can play primetime with us. Be dope. Oh, I can barely see this line. But we'll be able to see it when you start painting around it. Right, so there's the line there, right? And I'm gonna see how I kind of drew the line out further on that side. So this line's gonna come out to there, and it's gonna cut around. So it's not quite halfway. It's a little bit leaning more towards the visible side, but the effect should still be the same, right? That he's emerging from stealth to come sword you in the face. And who doesn't want him to come sword people in the face? Obviously, that's what we paid to see. Well, hold on. I mean, I would prefer beer and wontons rather than some weird Black Friday line. So let me see. Let's check there. It says it's open tomorrow. So we can put in a reservation. We can put in a reservation for 2. Here. All right. See? So we got Gamecraft Brewing right there. Wanna boop. Let's go. All right, we can go. Are you 21? Yes. Okay. Let's make sure. This is a good use of streaming time. I think we just go. I think we do beer garden. What? What? I guess what? Whatever. They know us there. I'm gonna say 3 in case we can get Jose or somebody to come. Right? Change this one. Oh, I just doxed myself. I just doxed myself. Duh, now you know my phone number. Oh well. Alright. Stupid. Doxing yourself online. Dumb. Alright, let's get rid of that. Okay, there you go. There, we have our reservation for tomorrow, and we can play that. Okay, now we need to put the shadow in. So we're going to use a little more black. Luckily, only like 4 people watch this, and I don't think they're going to call me. Maybe someone will call me. There's... I don't really want to get into this subject, but I have had some like stalker types over the years. It's the weirdest thing, right? That's usually cute girl problems. That's not gamer nerd problems. But it's true. I have actually had some weirdness like that happen to me. A couple of times actually. So I don't know what to call that. It's not really. I just Nelson, I just put it down for 2 o'clock. I hope that's okay. We can always change it if that doesn't work. All right. So you can see here's the rest of his body going into shadow. Maybe I do more of the leg. Sweep the leg, Johnny. I'll move this line over a little bit to make it a little more pronounced. Right? We want to be sure. There we go. So now it really does look like he's going in. One of your friends stalked a man until he married her. I don't know how to feel about that story. I guess that kind of works for the ladies sometimes. Definitely not advisable under most circumstances, but okay. Congratulations. Yeah. Yeah, I've just had like I don't know what to call it. It's like dude stalker is it's you know I don't it's not like a sexual thing, right? It's like it's almost like a if you've ever watched that movie Cable Guy, it's like that, right? Where it's somebody who is earnestly reaching out and they want to be friends with you, whatever, but maybe aspects of their personality or something, um, you like put they set off alarm bells, and for whatever reason, maybe it's founded or unfounded, but they set off alarm bells, and so you choose to keep a little healthy distance between yourself and that person, and they don't like that, and so they so then they push that line, right? They push that line, and the discomfort is what kind of defines the friendship or relationship, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if this is quite, so I've got this neon green pink here. I mean this neon green line, and I cannot tell if it's working or not. I do not know if this is, I think I have to keep pushing it until it gets really bright. Right? I don't know. You guys tell me, is that working? It looks like it works towards the top of the model. But it's not exactly working the way we were expecting on other parts of the model. So let me highlight this line a little bit. Try to get it to really pop a little bit more. I need a really bright, actually, what am I doing? Let's do this, let's do bright fluorescent yellow. See if I can get the line to get even more neon. Right, instead of doing like a lime green to highlight it, let's use a fluorescent yellow to highlight it. Yeah, I hope Jason can show up too. Not gonna lie, I also want to go shooting, but I think I may do that Saturday. I am not. Friday is usually, as you know, Friday is usually the day I like to go shooting. But it's probably a bad day to go down that way anyway, because of Black Friday. See, that's okay. So we're getting that. I think the other thing I need to do is I need to highlight I need to do a very, very light edge highlight on the black, the black areas of the model. So it really looks more like shadow rather than just like a black line. Does that make sense? But the line's starting to pop a little bit more. It's good. The addition of the yellow highlight. Right, starting to look more sci-fi. All right, so now we got to find the right color to shade the black, or to highlight the black, and I think we're going to use this color here, this Morning After Blues, which sounds depressing. Oh, and I also need to highlight that color. I also need to highlight the purple a little bit. This is a fun little one-off model here. Male dart here, coming out of stealth. So yeah, what were we talking about? Male stalkers? Yeah. So several years ago, when I played 40K, we had a local group of people that we played 40K, and we played Gorka Morka. Played a lot of Gorka Morka, and a neighbor of mine got into it, and he just started to like call me every day and wanted to, know what I was doing, and if I like, nah, I'm doing stuff with the wife today. He'd get really upset about it, and he would even met me out in some of those places. Like I'm like, I'm gonna go spend. Oh, where you going? I'm just gonna go Spectrum or whatever. He would just show up at the Spectrum and be like, what are you doing? Right? So yeah. That was many years ago. Male stalker. And that's happened, like I said, it's happened a couple of times in my life. But it's usually something like that. Like, I just think I'm trying to do my thing or whatever. And people, I don't think and I didn't think it came from a bad place. Like I said, sometimes people are just a little too intrusive, and if they have poor social skills to begin with, maybe they don't understand where that line is. So they they do stuff that just gets perceived as like weird and creepy and stalkerish, right? And so you can understand that side of it, but you can also still find it to be creepy and like, look, I told you, it's a family day. I'm gonna go spend time with my wife and my kids or whatever. This was before I had kids, but yeah. All right, so I'm doing a tiny little highlight on the black shaded parts, just so that when you're looking at the model, you can still see some definition there, right? Like it's, let me zoom in, right? So you can still see that there's parts of the model there coming out of shadow, coming out of stealth. Let me know what you think, Nelson, if this is working or not. Get the little dogs out. Speaking of which, my cat is now crying. I think he wants to come back in, but we'll give him, he can sweat for a little bit. He's a big boy. He'll be okay. But yeah, this little tiny little highlight on the black, as long as I don't overdo it, should help define the model a little bit. So besides me and Nelson, anybody else going to venture out in public tomorrow for Black Friday? And what are you planning on braving? What, like, we're buying, my wife and I were going to go buy bunk beds for our boys. But we didn't want to brave Walmart for that, right? So what we did, we're buying the bunk bed, the frame, off Amazon, and then we're gonna just buy the mattresses locally here. So we may go to a mattress store later for that. I'm not sure. Cool. I'm glad you think that's working out. It is kind of working out. It's looking kind of cool. You got to work it. David? Are you working retail for Black Friday? Because I know Sean is. That's scary, man. Hats off to you, Sean. I know a bunch of our friends at CQ are working it because they're going to need to kind of staff up for tomorrow. But I'm planning on hitting that shop pretty early so I can get in and out of there pretty quick. And then we can meet up in the afternoon for our game, Nelson. Okay. All right, so I need to put a couple of washes down. Let's see. I want like orc green. You're double masking it. When I go into areas where I'm a little concerned about exposure, yeah, I will throw in the N95 filter in my masks. It doesn't happen very often though. I've been pretty fortunate. I usually don't end up in places where it's like super tight or really high amounts of exposure. I guess tomorrow I probably should throw in a filter in my mask if there's going to be a lot of people at CQ. Probably a good idea, right? Couldn't hurt, that's for sure. It's a good suggestion, John. Hey, Shadowcat. Had a friend who worked for Walmart, and boy, did she hate it. Welcome to the feed. We're at 25% capacity, so less, but probably angrier people. Woo! Yeah. We, like I said, we ate at a restaurant today for Thanksgiving, and we thanked the shit out of everybody working at that restaurant. We were just so happy that that they were working, that they're willing to work at the restaurant that day. And then conversely, they were also very they're also very grateful that we were in to give patronage to their restaurant. So, right? Because, hey man, I know a lot of people forget this, but those businesses, man, they're feeding kids. We gotta. My wife and I kind of make that a point. There's, small businesses or whatever. They're open. We're gonna always prefer to give them the business over, larger chains or whatever. Because that's where the transfer of wealth is going, right? All these small businesses are getting shut down, and you got Amazon and Walmart and all the big boys are making all their cash. So if a small business is open and they can take your business, we would prefer to do that. Oh, thanks, Shadowcat. Hope you had a good. Actually, I don't know. I know you guys don't celebrate. You're not celebrating Thanksgiving out in the UK. But I was just remarking that yes, Filipinos over in the Philippines, they're gonna celebrate that because it's another reason to eat. So they will totally do that. But yes, had a good Thanksgiving, and gonna do Black Friday tomorrow. Really just, it's gonna be mild stuff. Gonna hit the gaming shop. Probably run into Nelson, it sounds like, because they're probably both gonna be early. And then play some Aristea later in the day. Sounds like a plan, man. We are like hooked. We are like really, really into this game. I have footage from the game of Primetime that we played, and I'm really struggling to figure out how to actually report out that game because it's multiplayer and there's so many activations or whatever. Second breakfast and a third. I don't know. Tomorrow morning, like I said, I am planning on getting up and jogging. I may have pecan pie for breakfast. Come on, man. I don't eat pecan pie all year or pumpkin pie until this time of year. Then that shit is on. Right? Then I'm just going to be a gluttonous human being for just, a few days, maybe a week, until it runs out. Well, we're using the fact that our dishwasher is down to not cook at home. So there's that. Yeah, he's looking, wow, he looks pretty cool. Let me do, let's do some fluorescent orange as the last highlight on this, on the sword. It looks like we're trying to be prepared like Braveheart. Yeah, retail, Black Friday. But I don't know. I'm curious. I wonder if them Walmarts are going to be like the way they've been in years past. If it's still going to be, Bloodsport getting in there. Yeah, I like that. The effect on the sword's pretty nice. Pretty cool. I just gotta remember to grab you a copy of Blood Bowl, Sean. I will. I have very specific things that I want to buy, so I'll remember to do that. Cool. Just checking. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with it. Get the green line there, right? Showing his body kind of coming out of stealth. Pretty happy with that. And he's got the dart colors. I kind of want this there to be a little pink. I think that would look correct if I did that. It should be like a Volupus pink. Can you give me a copy? I can, but shipping it's gonna cost a fortune. What do you think? You think I should do Volupus pink there? I think it looks correct if I did. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe more of a... maybe more of like a blue color. I guess it looks okay. I mean, it's well defined. Looks okay. Yeah, pretty happy with that. I don't know why I'm pretty happy with that and still not totally pleased with this. Not sure what I have to do here. But I am not pleased with that. Let's try to make her hair a little bit more standard blonde. Is this just Alt Musashi stand-in your paint? No, that's a Nelson wants to use that as a alt dart, which I think is a cool idea. It's a gender bend dart, but as you know, she is best girl and does not need a gender swap, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, Nelson. Actually, his 3 optics are red. Let me brighten them up though, so that you could see them better. Why can I not get that dry out? Let me see if I can get those optics to be brighter for you. 1 second. But yeah, her hair is bugging me. It's a little too light. So we're gonna drop some blonde coloration in there. There we go. Maybe that's all the model needed. Who knows? I don't know. Now it actually does look like it has a little bit of focus to it. With a little bit of color in there. We'll keep working. Yeah, that. Let's get the 3 optics back in. Oops. I think it just needs brighter red optics. So I'm going to paint them white first. So paint those optics in white. Then I'll come back and paint them red. I'm going to do neon green highlighting on her on the turquoise bits of her armor. Right? Kind of get that to punch up a little bit, scream would be nice. And get these colors a little bit. There we go. Loud is okay. So yeah, hats off to those of you who will be braving retail work tomorrow. May you sell lots of Levi's and not have people come in to steal your Levi's. Yeah, a little bit of highlighting here. It's kind of nice. It's just drawing your eyes around a little bit more around the model. You notice I haven't even sealed her yet because... Stay safe. Yeah, you too, Shadowcat. I haven't even sealed her because I'm not sold on this color. I just don't know if I'm going to be happy with this long term. It looks like it's getting better with the highlights I'm putting down. So getting happier with it, I guess. But yeah, I really was looking for more of a neon fluorescent scheme on the model, right? I was saying female tennis player is what I'm looking for. All right, it's looking better. Probably want to give it one more highlight. But before we do that, let's see if I can find a decent red to put on the optics here. I think I use this red. Mix this up real good. Yeah, that's awful bright, which is good. That's what we want. All right. There's one. The other optic. There's one here. Still kind of hard to make out. Yeah. I mean, you can see them now. Make them a little bit bigger. Okay. Yeah, they're tiny. You can see them now. You can see those optics now. Okay. All right. Let me know if that's going to work. I don't know. I don't really have a fix if you can't see those, unfortunately. Okay. That's kind of nice. That's actually kind of nice. So we're able to get a little more optic value out of this. Still don't think she makes my 8. Just cannot compete with Valkyrie or really Prism. Pretty cool sculpt. Actually, you know, another thing I need to do here is I really should put all blood on the sword. Right? If we went to all the trouble of getting that jammed down that guy's throat, might as well get a little bit of gore in this shot, right? Yeah, it looks a lot better. That little highlight. Okay. See, I think I have some Fresh Blood effect paint out here somewhere. Somewhere. This looks like it. No, that's Heavy Red. Close. Maybe it's up here somewhere. Don't see it. Yeah, don't see it. There it is. Okay. So a little bit of Fresh Blood on this one. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. We'll punch up that gore just a smidge. And then tiny little bit of Heavy Red. Actually, what am I doing? I don't need Heavy Red. I actually have that nice red that I just used on Nelson's Mini. Use that in here. There we go. Bleh. Punch me in the mouth. Bleh. There we go. Okay, cool. There. Now this model at least looks like it has a little more focus to it. And this model, now he has optics. Yeah, look pretty good. Okay, I think we are good, guys. Any questions, comments, threats? Sean, I hope we can see you Sunday. If not, not a big deal. We'll arrange to get together Monday or whenever your next day off is. All right. So, once again, male dart coming out of stealth here. Pretty cool. Pretty happy with that. Right. And then we got, I just did a little extra on Shona Karana here. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. All right, guys. So that is going to do it for this video. Want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys. And we'll catch you on the next one.